All right, folks, if you're looking for the definition of volatility, just take a look at the cryptocurrency markets right now. As I'm recording this update here, 10 o'clock on the West Coast, 1 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to show you what we're looking at on the charts as we have an avalanche of institutional demand that has taken Bitcoin way past 60,000 up to 64,000 this morning. And we got a full cryptocurrency update for you guys today. And I do want to announce that tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be airing a special interview with Lynette Zhang. I cannot wait to share it with you guys. Some bold predictions on gold and obviously an expert in all of the financial markets. I can't wait to share it with you. Once again, that's 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern tonight. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell. You're not going to want to miss this one. Now, you're not going to want to look away from the charts here. Normally, I won't pull up a 5-minute chart, but I'm pulling it up here today just to show you how volatile this market has been this morning. All the way up to 64,000 for Bitcoin, and we just saw a big, massive candle here. All within about 15 minutes, this thing went down to 58,500. So an absolute liquidation back down here. This is something you're going to want to be careful. If you are trading with leverage, you better hold on and be careful because it's moving quickly. Back up to 61,000, and literally in the time it takes me to record this video, we're probably going to see it switch back and forth. This thing could drop below 60. Who knows? It could push back up to 65,000 while we're recording. We'll keep a watch on it. Ethereum did the same thing up to almost 35,000 or 3,500 this morning. But you saw on the alts here, we had a massive wick down, massive sell-off, all the way back down to 3,100 for Ethereum, and it's already back up to 33. For XRP, take a look at this thing, guys. All the way back down to about 52 cents for XRP this morning. We're back up to 56, and this morning it went all the way up above 60 cents. So above 60 cents for a brief moment in time, Bitcoin above 60,000, and we just got hit with a massive liquidation. And we're going to have to continue to watch these markets, folks, because they are shaken up this morning. Now, continuing on, Cramer is the undisputed world champion of getting these markets wrong. One would almost think that he's almost paid to show you the wrong information. This chart right here shows you Bitcoin. And right here where we were at just a few short weeks ago, January 22nd, 2024, Jim Cramer says it's unlikely that Bitcoin finds its footing. Well, not only did Bitcoin find a footing, right, it climbed all the way up here to 64,000. Now, what's interesting, though, is I would argue that Bitcoin still hasn't found support. It still hasn't found stability, and it still almost hasn't found its footing, which is good because it's found its way back up to 64,000. Obviously, that's fantastic. But what we want to see come in right now is stability. We want to see support, whether that's Bitcoin holding 58,000, holding 60,000, goes up to 65,000. What we don't like and what makes us uncomfortable, and what I just showed you on the charts, is without finding any sort of footing or support, you get those massive drawdowns. And so we just saw it, Bitcoin back down to 58,000, XRP back down to 52 cents in a just 15-minute candle. This is where leverage traders get liquidated. For us, we just got our bags packed. We're enjoying the show. And when we see stability for Bitcoin, this is when the alts get to take over the show, because this has been really a Bitcoin show this whole time. Now, Jim Cramer starting to having to cope this morning on CNBC. You can see it, the look in his face. And he asked the question this morning, what has Bitcoin ever done for mankind? Jim Cramer in full cope. Let's listen in.
There's underperformance, okay? Okay, let's suppress it.
I don't want to.
What has Bitcoin ever done for mankind? Are you ever a Bitcoin phone? Watson, come here, I need you. I mean, what is it?
Well, coming up, United Healthcare is apparently.
Just his body language, his facial expressions. What has it ever done? Do we have a Bitcoin phone? You love to see it, and I'm not really particularly a fan of Bitcoin. Once again, I kind of get what Jim's saying, right? But the fact is that it is providing an alternative. This is what the world wants. Is Bitcoin the best? Is it going to be the new reserve currency? I'm not here to make that argument, but the narrative behind Bitcoin is fantastic. I mean, the fundamentals behind Bitcoin are fantastic. You can't deny it. You cannot deny it. And it's gone all the way up here to 60,000. That's fantastic. And, you know, I'm not going to cry about it here like Jim Cramer's doing, but I am just going to look to seek out support for Bitcoin at these levels before I get too comfortable with us at this $60,000 price range. Once again, Bitcoin did this exact same thing before we got hit with March 2020. So I'm just saying, let's be careful and cautious before we put on the moon boots and absolutely clown on Bitcoin. We can clown on Jim Cramer all we want. I want to see us find some support. Now, we are seeing that Bitcoin has passed all-time highs in 30 other countries, including China and India. So you can see right here, Bitcoin is stealing the show, absolutely running this thing, and we'll continue to watch it. Now, we got this one out of the vice chair for supervision yesterday at the Federal Reserve. That's Michael Barr, former board of advisors at Ripple. He was put in charge of watching the banking crisis. And now he's warning that banks must do more on counterparty risk. The irony, he just made the case for gold. And as I was just saying, they are making the case for Bitcoin. They're making the case for gold. I would argue that they're making the case for XRP as well. But nonetheless, right, this is what we've been talking about. Utility with no counterparty risk. You can hold it in physical form. You can hold it in digital form, Bitcoin, XRP. But we want utility with no counterparty risk. And so this is why we continue to see this rally is stealing the show. And as they highlight here this morning on, what is this, Bloomberg? I don't know which outlet this is. This is Bloomberg. They say BlackRock and others have unlocked an avalanche of institutional demand as $6 billion have flowed into the funds, with $500 million coming in just the last day or so. I think that they said BlackRock added about $300 million yesterday. And our good friend Mikkel posted, no FOMO, just pure institutional demand. I would disagree. I would argue that there is some FOMO. I would definitely say that there's still FOMO. There's still speculation, but that's leading and driving this institutional demand, right? And you have a lot of pent-up demand that was waiting to come into digital assets and waiting to come into Bitcoin. And so this is what the spot Bitcoin ETF has provided. And this is just the start, guys. I've highlighted how after gold and silver got their ETFs, gold went up 500%, silver went up 10x, 1,000%. And I expect more for the digital asset space. Is Bitcoin going to lead the show forever? That's yet to be seen. Is Bitcoin going to become a reserve currency? Yet to be seen. Does Bitcoin have utility? I would argue not much. But the alternative has presented itself as get away from the dollar. Get away from all the other currencies that Bitcoin's trading at an all-time high against. And this is driving. You got FOMO, you got speculation, and now you have an avalanche of institutional demand that is pouring into this asset class, folks. We have positioned ourselves so well, so perfectly. And like we've done, we've hedged on both sides. We've hedged with old physical world, and then we've also we've gone all in. We've really loaded up on the digital assets as well, that are going to be backing and underpinning and settling up this new financial system. That's where it's at, folks. And so everything can be found at my website, zachrector.com. Make sure you guys smash the thumbs up on this one, hit that notification bell, and we will be going live once again at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern to share the interview with Lynette Zhang. And you aren't going to want to miss this one. She gave me a gold prediction, a fundamental value for gold of 40,000 per ounce. You guys let me know in the comments down below what you think about that, and I will see you guys later tonight. God bless you all. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.